Hello, Twitch. Hello, YouTube. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Familiars. The Familiars is a group of actors who tell a long-form, improvised story using the rules of Dungeons & Dragons. So we stream every Tuesday night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Twitch. And you can catch every full episode on YouTube, which premieres the Wednesday after we stream. For links to our YouTube channel, to our Twitch channel, and any additional story information, a bunch of cool stuff like character bios, head on over to our website, thefamiliarsdnd.com. That's thefamiliarsdnd.com. And if you would like to support us, toss us a couple bucks every month to help us bring you more amazing content like what you are seeing currently. You just head over to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/thefamiliars. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce our amazing cast. With me tonight, as always, we have Annalise as Worthy. We have Ben as Captain Chowder.
Yes.
Joining us very soon will be Alex as Rooster. Hey,
She's
Alex.
late. She's not here. She looks a lot like that, though.
You've changed.
Austin as Thibodeaux. My right and left hand, both my partner in crime, John Doherty. Yes. As all named NPCs, and my co-DM, the person I text minutes before we start to wonder if I have any talent. And he always tells me that I do. So without further ado, I'll introduce myself. My name is Joby Earl, and I will be your DM. We are playing Storm King's Thunder, brought to you by Wizards of the Coast. And I think that we should start playing some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, pretty good roll.
Good roll. Millions of dice. Now, last time on the Familiars, well, Zephyros, the cloud giant wizard, lent his knowledge and his library to the party as they slowly floated north. The party had hitched a ride on this floating wizard's castle. Ooh. That would just careen hundreds of feet above the Sword Coast as they headed towards Bryn Shander. It was going to be a long trip, or so they thought. An idea from Thibodeaux changed everything. The bard asked the giant wizard if he could write a message in the clouds. Perhaps this could be a way of sending a message to anyone in the surrounding area that Stanley Booth, otherwise known as Captain Chowder, was looking for his wife and his daughter. Chowder seized on the idea, and Zephyros agreed. At morning light, the grand city of Waterdeep came into view, and Zephyros performed his spell. In the clouds, he wrote, Info on Winnie and Lydia, flare at sundown. The day passed, and folks began to try their best to focus on their studies, anxiously awaiting the evening. And as the sun began to set, and the party looked out the window of Zephyros's floating tower, a flare went up. Now, against Zephyros's concerns, the party persuaded the giant to steer his floating tower close to Waterdeep. It was not long before the Lord's Alliance, flying on winged griffins, landed on Zephyros's front step. Thibodeaux presented his false documents, claiming that he was a famous member of the Lord's Alliance, and, with some amazing rolls, was greeted with pomp and circumstance, and offered a griffin ride to the place where they believed the flare to have gone up. The party landed in the City of the Dead, which is a large graveyard / green space in the eastern part of Waterdeep. And the groundskeeper, an elderly woman named Sonora Rosnar, met them and admitted to sending up the flare after seeing the skywriting. She was told to do it by someone named Mert. So you guys have found yourself in the city of the dead in Waterdeep, and evening is falling. And Sonora has asked that you follow her. You leave the gates of the city of the dead and are immediately surprised by the hustle and bustle of Waterdeep. As you look around, Chowder, even you begin to feel like you're not necessarily the strangest, most unique character around. There are folk from all over. Because of your size and the uniqueness of the fact that you are a 7 foot tall-ish panda construct, a couple folk look at you, but you also look and see that there are, amidst all of these different folk, tall, small, and everywhere in between, a few walking constructs yourself. They have these long wooden faces and arms and limbs that seem to be made out of wood, but then the joints are held together by these strange electrical almost charges, and they look to you and nod and continue on. It seems to be a very busy night, and Sonora tries to get your attention to follow her and cut your way through the busy streets.
I'm definitely very focused and am absolutely like right on Sonora's at her 6, but I'll the big, more impressive constructs. I'll nod back at them and, hey, that's quite an apparatus. As I'm following,
one of them raises their hand and puts it down again. The other nods and turns, and they continue onward. You begin to make your way through the city, and I don't believe any of you have been here before. Thibodeaux, you can let me know, but
No.
except for Chowder, who is eyes on the prize right behind Sonora, very close possibly to some kind of information on his wife and daughter, who he has been away from for years now, I believe. Yes?
Yeah, almost
Yes.
3 years.
The rest of you are looking upwards. The buildings in the city of Waterdeep, at least in the area that you are, seem to be no bigger than 2 or 3 stories at the most. They are, for the most part, made of brick, mortar. Some are larger stones, brown stones, flagstones, and all of the roofs are these slatted, triangular roofs with small little chimneys coming up just countlessly throughout. And as you walk, there are bars that are open. There are folks that are closing down certain shops and heading out into the night. You see humans, there are elves, there are halflings, there are dragonborn, there are, you notice, worthy 1 or 2 tieflings that definitely still have their cowls hiding hopefully most of their horns, but seeming to be walking as confidently as anyone else. You continue through what Sonora lets you know is the castle ward, and she lets you know why. She points upwards, and you see above the roofs the Mount Waterdeep rise up in the distance off to the west. And atop one of the larger ridges of Mount Waterdeep sits this sturdy, stoic castle. It's not necessarily pretty to look at. It looks that it was built for strength as opposed to beauty, but it is imposing. And you can see that atop some of its turrets, there are these griffins that are flying in and out. She lets you know that Castle Waterdeep is the location of the home base of the Lord's Alliance, and where the High Lord, Lord Lyrel Silverhand, spends most of her time. And as you look up and your eyes pan 360 degrees around, you also notice what you'd seen from the sky, these gargantuan stone beings, hundreds of feet high, that Sonora lets you know used to be these giants, these titans that countless years ago, for reasons unknown to most, were turned to stone. There are many legends and lore about how that came to be. Some kind of huge battle that took place in the city, and the wizards and magisters came together and fought off these beings by turning them to stone. And she tells you that there are old wives and husbands' tales about how one day they are rumored to come back, but that most of the folk seem to have not taken them seriously as you pass this one huge, I'll call it a statue, that has houses and buildings built up on top of it. And this one seemed to have sort of toppled over and be frozen in a state of repose. So these things have been here for a long time. But you push your way through, and you finally make it out of the busyness of what you felt was a main thoroughfare of Waterdeep, and get to a place that seems to be a little bit quieter, calmer, and she lets you know that you're in between the castle ward and what becomes the dock ward. And she lets you know that as you pass into the dock ward, she asks everyone to make sure that you are on your guard. So I'm going to ask everybody to just go ahead and make a perception check. All right. So we've got Chowder with a 15, we've got Worthy with a 10, Thibodeaux with a 15, and I'll go ahead and roll for Rooster.
Keep my old peepers peeled, Sonora.
That's right. Keep your eyes open. You never know what's gonna pop out of the shadows in a place like this.
I'll give this alley a quick scan.
Chowder.
Clear.
Yeah. As you look around, well, I'll say that you notice that as you pass into the dock ward, when you were in the castle ward, there were Lord's Alliance posted on every corner. So you got the sense that one of the reasons that, just trying to roll here. There we go. Fantastic for Rooster. Let's see what she got. Oh, nice. Let's see what Rooster got. 13. Fantastic. You get the sense that one of the reasons that there was such a hustle and bustle in the city was possibly because of the large presence of the Lord's Alliance. And as you move into the quieter dock ward, you don't necessarily see the same level of protection. Do note. Continue on. And Thibodeaux, as you're walking, you notice that, I'll say that you notice that shops seem to be closed up. You notice a couple of signs hanging, these wooden signs hanging from these wrought iron hanging things. And you notice that a couple of them are bars, drinking establishments, which you would expect to be open. And you notice that many of them have their doors closed and there doesn't seem to be any kind of candles or lights in them. Let's continue on.
Come on, keep up. Mert is a busy man.
Where are you taking us?
I'm taking you to Mert.
Yeah,
He's a very busy man, so you have to hurry. Come on.
What's he doing spending time in an area like this? What kind of guy is this?
Mert?
Yeah.
Mert is one of the most important people in the whole city.
Really?
Oh, yes. He's got a large manor house just down the street and around the corner. Yes. He's what's called a mover and a shaker. He's got lots of friends, and as an ex-adventurer himself, he'd be mighty pleased to meet you. So come on, we don't have much time.
No.
Look lively.
Is there any sign around Sonora or the neighboring areas that might be indicative of an association with the Zhents?
With your perception check, you didn't pick up anything at first, but I'll say make an insight check.
Okay. Ooh.
Nice.
You got a really good read on Sonora, and you rarely feel so sure that someone's a straight shooter. But Sonora, you don't get a whiff of any kind of wrongdoing or malicious intent other than what she's trying to do.
Okay.
So you guys continue on. You come around the corner, and Sonora points that it's just about another half mile straight ahead. And as you come around the corner down one of the streets, you can actually see straight through to the water. And as you look south, you can see that there is this very large harbor filled with ships and tall masts that just rise up like a forest. It's down a hill a bit, but you can see that there are these just very, very large, illustrious ships, even at this time of night, coming in and coming out. It seems to be quite busy. And as your eyes come back to the street that you're on, Thibodeaux, you notice first that there is no one around. It's a strange moment where you feel very alone. And with that perception check, you look up and see that there are no lights in any of the windows and that all shops are boarded up. There are lights from these lanterns that seem to be lit by some kind of magic that give off a faint orange glow. And Thibodeaux, you're the first person to see someone step out in front of the party, probably about 10 feet off. And this figure is dressed in a long black cloak and has silver hair that is parted in the middle and comes down on either side of their face. And you notice that their face, they are wearing a mask. It is a pale ivoryish color with two holes for the eyes and what looks to be two small holes for the nose, but no space for the mouth. And as this person steps out, Sonora stops. The rest of you stop. And this figure, you now are all seeing, says, "Hello. Welcome to Waterdeep. Your reputation precedes you." And this person looks first to you, Chowder, and says, "Oh, I didn't really think that you'd be what was described, but there you are."
Yes, here I am. Are you Mert?
Oh, it's not Mert. Are you out of your mind?
And then
Like-
at this point, this figure looks to the old woman with you and says, "All right, Sonora, I think it's time for you to scamper off and let Mert know that his quarry's going to be a bit waylaid, as it were. Let me introduce myself. My name is Cannan, and I'm very impressed to meet this group before me. You are friends in high places. Thibodeaux, is it?
Yes.
Looks to the Dragonborn. And I believe your large dragon friend goes by Rooster. Rooster stoically is strangely silent.
Feeling a little off.
And now, I understand that you
And,
usually go by Captain Chowder, but oh, let me see if I can remember. Stanley. Right.
That's right.
We've done our homework. And last but not least, Worthy. Right.
Asking.
Well, Zhentarim doesn't appreciate the loss of our own. Now, Zolkin, I'll admit I didn't care for him much. Not many did, but the Seven Snakes carried with it a certain aplomb, as it were. I'll say this, you're all quite lucky that we're even having a conversation. You sure know how to make an entrance. That was quite a message. You were the talk of the town all day here in Waterdeep. Bet you you'll make the paper tomorrow. Now, I'd like to just have this be a peaceful, quiet, simple conversation. I'd like all of you to just come with me and have a tete-a-tete, as it were, with me boss. What do you say?
Why
And
should we?
Sonora,
Why should you?
You heard me.
Well, that's a good question. All right. And this person calls out, and you see two folks come out of the shadows on either side of you, and one figure come behind you. You are now fairly surrounded with this group.
How many? 3 total?
4.
4. Just tell me this. If we follow you, you giving us any information on my wife and daughter?
Make a persuasion check.
Pretty compelling.
I can't say that I know anything about your wife and daughter. Is it Lydia and Winnie? Yeah?
I just nod.
My boss may. But he looks at you, Worthy, and says, well, I think we're more interested in you.
Worthy turns to Captain Chowder and says, what do you think? You want to take the chance?
I don't like this. But if there's a chance, can I? Fuck. If there's a chance that I'm going with him. This man's mask looks totally different from the one I've seen Worthy put on.
It looks a little similar.
Okay.
Is this mask anything I've ever seen before or read about before?
Yeah. You recognize it.
Can you tell me how?
You recognize it as something that you've seen in the Church of Kalimvor back in Baldur's Gate. This fellow seems to somehow have a mask that the Doomguides use.
All right.
He looks like he's on your team.
I wouldn't speak to that. My
No.
team's been a little fractured of late.
Well, I think we've proven that we can take care of ourselves. I'm not particularly threatened by this beanpole and a mask. Let's go.
Worthy turns to the man and says, "We'll come with you for a little tete-a-tete."
Great. Well, that was easy.
Let me just say this, Cannan. I don't like games. Well, card games, children's games. Yes. But familial affairs? No.
All right. Neither do I.
All right then.
Shall we?
Lead on.
And as the group starts to go, Sonora says, "Well, I don't have anything to say to no Zen, so Sonora's going to go back to the graveyard and do her duty. You can find Mert on your own, but if you need me, you can go there to the City of the Dead, and that's where I'll be. Good luck with these fellas. It's a shady bunch."
I grab Sonora's arm and press a gold coin into her palm, and I say, "Tell Mert we'll be late." She doesn't know. I put another coin in her hand.
make a persuasion check.
With advantage.
All right. I will tell him that. And if you want to find him, he'll be in his manor house, just down the street there. Good luck to you. And she scampers off down the road.
Wait.
Aren't we going to see Mert right now?
Not anymore. Follow me.
As we walk down the street, I cast Bless over Rooster, Thibodeaux, and Captain Chowder.
Okay, great. Is there a somatic component? Does it say S on?
Yes, it's vocal somatic, and so I take out a small flask of holy water from my belt and just sprinkle a little bit on my hand, put it back, and just sort of casually rub my hands together and just clap the fellas on the back and touch Rooster.
Are you trying to do this in secret?
Yes.
Make a sleight of hand check.
This could be so cool if I didn't have to check. Okay. Oh no!
You take the vial of water out, trying your best to do this in a stealthy manner. Whoop!
1 second. Let me just
Here comes Alex.
adjust
Here
these
comes
frames.
Yeah.
So, Worthy, you guys are being escorted now by these 4 figures. You see that only Cannan seems to be wearing the mask. The other folks all seem to be human, but dressed for battle. And they are all in leather armor and all have weapons at the ready. And this is interesting because I'll say that you, Thibodeaux, with the perception check that you had, and Chowder, that the perception check that you had, one thing you noticed as you were walking through Waterdeep is that no one was carrying weapons except for the Lord's Alliance. So, you guys turn up a street away from the harbor.
Did we get blessed?
And Worthy, as you are reaching for this bit of holy water, you feel a hand slap down onto your wrist. And it is one of the other members who says, no, I don't think so. Back in your pocket, please.
Worthy puts it back in her pocket and then takes out, puts her sleeve over one of her hands and just very pointedly wipes off her wrist where the dude touched her, making eye contact. Says, fine.
You know, maybe this is a good enough time as any to bring this up. Cannan.
Cannan stops, turns around.
Cannan, please excuse me. I apologize. I misunderstood you entirely. My business this evening is seeing Mert. Nothing's going to stop me from doing that. So I'm going to go, gang. I know this is my fight, but I know I need help. And I'd love for you to join me. But I'm going to Mert. Maybe we can catch up with you and your boss tomorrow.
Stanley, right?
That's right.
Take a look around. And maybe you glance up to the left and to the right, all of you. And Stanley says, you don't see any of them pesky Lord's Alliance around here, do you? He looks at you, Thibodeaux, and says, wait, there's one. And there's a couple of chuckles from the other group, from the rest of the group.
What's so funny?
And, wait. And Canaan sort of puts his hands up and says, I think we've been caught, ladies and germs.
Yeah, we got a Lord's Alliance here. Let's play, boss.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the Lord's Alliance.
Worthy turns to Thibodeaux and says, what is he talking about?
Now, Thibodeaux, Pee-wee, right? Why don't you just go ahead and use one of them sending stones that the Lord's Alliance have to call in your reinforcements? You wouldn't have left that one at home, would you?
I'll have you know that I am, in fact, a member of the Lord's Alliance. Worthy, my compatriots. As I said, I'm a little bit behind on my dues, is all. It's been a while.
On your dues.
Yeah.
No big deal.
They take your sending stone away when you don't pay up.
Do I believe him?
Make an insight check.
Yeah, same. Do I make it?
I would like to make one.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that sounds right.
Chowder, you're in the midst of a pretty big decision and you're fairly amped. You want to believe that Thibodeaux is telling the truth.
Definitely, yeah.
Worthy, you look down and see that Thibodeaux's left hand is shaking. And Rooster, you know a liar when you see one. All right then. So, how about this? We've got two options. I understand that Mert is an important fellow here in Waterdeep, but so is my boss. There's been a lot of violence here, and we would really like to avoid any more. But we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way.
Oh,
Worthy turns to Thibodeaux and just says, "You lied. You lied to us, didn't you?
I'm trying to keep you all alive.
You said you cared about me, and
do.
you lied.
You're alive,
How am I
aren't
supposed
you?
to believe that? Thanks to who?
If I hadn't lied, you'd be rotting in a prison cell right now. Now
I think I'll take my chances on my own. I don't enjoy the company of liars." And Worthy turns to Canaan and says, "If you have business with me, I'll come with you."
All right. Now, the easy way. Yeah?
Well,
The easy way.
I see the easy way is more as us walking away right now, going to our appointed meeting this evening, and having a palaver with your boss tomorrow.
You see Manchun's, you see Canaan's hand just slowly begin to move to a short sword.
Don't.
Stir's hand moves to his warhammer, their warhammer, and looks over
Worthy
at Captain.
steps forward and says, "No," to Canaan. "No. If it's me you're interested in, I'm coming with you." Worthy turns to Captain and says, "You can do what you like, but I don't like the company of liars. And I'd rather go where at least I know I'm not safe."
Oh, that's right. Lawful good of you, Worthy. However, we've got strict orders for all four. Seems that even the liars got some kind of use for our boss, so unfortunately, all four of you will be coming with us. Now, and he gestures down towards this sewer cover. Says, "All of you, inside here, right now. If we've got to convince you any other ways, well, I think we've made our choice, haven't we? What's it going to be?"
I can't do it, gentlemen. And I start to walk away.
Great. Immediately, you hear whispers coming from Canaan, and I'm going to need you to make a. Let's see. I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, look great.
You, Captain Chowder, begin to walk away. Everyone else sees that Canaan's hands have now moved away from his weapon and have begun to do a small dance in front of his chest, and he whispers and then seems to blow something quickly out to Chowder. Chowder, you turn and feel suddenly that it's just, it makes much more sense to go with this kind, direct fellow. Winnie and Lydia, they can wait.
Well,
And you've been charmed.
you know what? I haven't seen him for 3 years. I think they can wait another evening. We're bringing word to Mert that we'll be late. Cannon, I apologize. Worthy, I'm more comfortable, I think, accompanying you and making sure you remain safe. I got a soft spot for you. Death Baron, I know that's not right. Doombringer,
Guide.
Doomguard, please excuse me, Doomguard. Got a soft spot for you, Doomguard.
Doom guide.
Right.
Doomguide. Sorry, Doomguide. It's like a cognate. Gotcha.
Oh, it almost sounded like you said Doom Guy, which would be pretty funny too.
Understood. Wonderful.
Fantastic. Anyone else?
Nope. Not over here, Canaan.
Oh, buddy now, are we? Thibodeaux, Rooster, gonna be any trouble now?
Don't tell me what to do, but I am choosing to go with Captain Chowder and the Worthy because both of them are my friends. But if you fuck with either of them, know that I know how to rage recklessly.
Right. You're one of them, what is it? Barbarians, is it? From the north?
From the very north, from the tippity top.
The tippity top of the spine of the world, right?
That's right.
Hey, Boris. He looks over at one of his compatriots. What is it? What was it? I'm trying to remember which clan this rooster here is from. Was it the clan of the wolf?
I think so, boss, but I don't really know what clan he from.
Clan of the wolf.
How did you know?
How did we know? Great question. Come with us. And he opens up the manhole cover and says, Chowder, why don't you lead the way?
Not a problem.
Chowder just immediately goes and starts climbing down into the sewers. Worthy? Yeah?
Worthy starts climbing down and is actually starting to sizzle slightly, both with the emotion and with the moisture in the air. The sewer.
Right. You guys, you head down. All right. Rooster of the Wolf Clan.
I turn to Thibodeaux and say very quietly under my breath, I love a liar. And I hop down.
And then I
Pee-wee,
follow.
is it? All right. Go on. Don't worry. Lord's Alliance will be right behind you, I'm sure. You guys head down in the sewers. It's immediately hot. It's immediately humid. And the smell is overpowering. Not many cities in the Sword Coast have plumbing, have sewer systems. So most cities, when you walk into them, there is the smell of horse manure, human maneuver, humanoid manure, and it's just something that you kind of get used to. But not here. In the City of Splendors, everything is clean, everything is pristine. There are blooming flowers everywhere, which just lends to this sense of illustriousness. And now you see and feel where all of that goes. You descend this small ladder, probably leads you down 10, 15 feet, and are now in the midst of the sewer system. There seems to be a narrow walkway on either side of this running stream that is hard to tell. There are these little tiny moon globes that are set into the walls that give off this faint light. We'll call it a dim light. So anybody with dark vision, you can blink on your dark vision and see a bit farther. But for everybody else, you can't really see further than about 30 feet in front of you. And it's single file, and Cannan sort of moves his way forward around all of you and says, all right, follow me. And you guys begin walking through the sewer system.
Canaan, this place is great.
All right, that's right, Chowder. I think we're gonna be friends, yeah? Right?
Very cozy.
Put all those differences aside, yeah? Right. And you guys continue on and begin making turns. First a right turn, and then you come to what looks to be a sort of small cement bridge that you cross and then make a left turn to go along the other side of this sewage river. You make another turn and then another turn. And soon it is fairly hard to determine exactly where you left off. Everybody go ahead and make a perception check. Chowder, you're not going to make one.
Is this like trying to remember the turns?
Yes.
I can't make one because of how much I like it.
Yeah, you're not concerned about your safety.
Gotcha.
You're going with a buddy. Trusted friend. All right, so we've got Rooster with a 15, Worthy with an 18. Worthy, I'll say that you have dark vision too, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll say with your dark vision that you've blinked on, you've been making mental notes. Right, bridge, left, right, right, left. And after what seems to be, or feels to be walking for almost 20 minutes or up to a half hour, you come to a strong iron doorway that is set into the cement wall. And you can see that this doorway is a rounded arch at the top, and it looks to have a little slit with a simple iron handle. And Cannan walks up and just gives a little knock to the door. Slit opens. Cannan says, "All right, we have them." The door opens. Candlelight spills out. Okay, everyone. Inside. Walk in, chowder immediately. And
very tasteful.
Yes. Chowder, you walk in and you see a room doesn't seem to belong here in the sewers. There are rugs rolled out along the cement floors, and there are these standing candelabras throughout, probably 5 or 6. And on the opposite end of this fairly large room, you see that there is a fireplace with a lit fire.
Ooh.
You look up, and as you were walking, the ceiling above you was quite squat. I'd say, Rooster, there was times where you definitely had to duck down. But as you walk into this room, it's open. Ceiling's probably 15, 20 feet above you. And it is an arched ceiling that comes down. You can see that there are these stone pillars that are, again, set into the walls, but come up and then rise like stone rafters above you, meeting at a point. And on the opposite end of this room, there are, by the fireplace, stands a figure. And this figure turns as the door opens. And what you see is a human man, looks to be 30s, possibly. As you approach, you make the decision that even though he looks to be in his 30s, there's something about this person that makes you think that there might be more years behind the youthful face. He's wearing these long black robes. It just seems like a very, very heavy cloak with a hood that's cast back, and has this jet black hair, again parted on the top, coming down to either side. This wide, strong jaw with a beak-like nose, and he walks towards you with confidence. As he does, you notice that one hand seems to be made of something other than flesh. It's metal, but smooth, maybe stone. It's hard to tell. but it has four fingers and a thumb. And as he rolls back the sleeves of this huge black cloak, you can see that the fingers seem to move as dexterously on either hand. And as he approaches, Cannan says, "May I introduce the leader of the Zhentarim here in Waterdeep, which puts him in high running for the leader of the Zhentarim across the entirety of the Sword Coast. I advise each of you to choose your words carefully, for this here is the Grand Wizard, Manshun, also known as the Snail."
Thank you, Canaan. You've done well. These were the ones that I wanted. Please come in. Stand around the fire, get warm. I know the sewers, no place to be on a cold night in Waterdeep.
I kind of dig the cold. I enjoyed it. My journey was great.
Well, you can stay over there. My business is with the four of you. I have something that I would like you to do for me. And I have some reasons that may compel you to do it. I need you to get an artifact that I've been looking for some time, but have been unable to find. This artifact is in the castle that you passed on the way here, up on the hill, the Castle of Waterdeep. Do you remember this? You can see it from the road.
Yes, I remember imposing.
I don't remember it because I'm having like a seasickness, sort of, like an air sickness sort of thing.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
But someone remembers, right?
We saw it.
Okay, great.
I'll show you.
There is a
Okay,
book. There is a book in this castle. Or I should say pages of a book. Maybe one page. I'm not sure. I need you to go into the castle and bring me out the page. Do you think you can do that?
Think so. I mean,
Sure, when do you need it by?
As soon as possible.
You got it.
And we'll take you to the castle. They'll drop you off. You'll make your way inside the castle, posing as a member of the Lord's Alliance. You, my friend Pee-wee, you have some considerable talents in that arena, do you not?
I look over at Worthy. Yeah, I'm pretty good at it.
Good. So this is what you do. You're going to pretend that you're a member of the Lord's Alliance to gain access to the castle. Once you're in the castle, you're going to find this page from this book. You're going to take the book, or you're going to take the page, you're going to put it in a bag, and you're going to walk out of the castle, and my men will find you and take the page. Does that sound easy enough?
super easy.
Cap, you're acting crazy. May I ask a quick question? If I remember the last time I was talking with the Zhentarim, it was actually not a conversation. It was a knife that said our voices. I would say that was pretty threatening. So if we do this for you, are we squares with the Zhentarim? Or are you going to keep coming after us and blackmailing us and making us do these things like go down into sewers that smell like shit?
It's a good question. It was not me who did that. Unfortunately, it was some of our rather overzealous compatriots in Daggerford. But I'll tell you what, if you do this for me, those problems will go away. You won't have any more trouble with the Zhentarim in Waterdeep, in Daggerford, or anywhere else. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm into it.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What page? From what book?
That, my friend, is on a need-to-know basis, and I do not think you need to know.
Well, if we're supposed to look for it, you don't know much about it. I think we need a little information. about it, don't you? I think we do need to know.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, Worthy and Captain Chowder.
Oh.
Worthy is on fire. Her rolls are crazy.
All right.
Like my accent.
Seems like you're willing to do this for me, so I'll give you some more information. The book in question is a book of dark magic. There are many pages in this book. Some of them are scattered around Waterdeep, and they have been causing problems over the last several years. Disturbances, earthquakes, portals opening up into different dimensions. I would like you to bring me this page. It is my intent to put an end to this kind of magic and the havoc that it's wreaking.
That is so nice.
Yeah, I like you, Snail.
Very good, Snail.
Very quality snail.
Very quality snail.
One more
A
question.
snail of quality.
Snail of high quality.
One
Worth-
more question.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Peanut Gallery. The way I perceive this, I'm either going to walk into a castle where I'll very likely die. I'll stay here where I'll put my money on myself and this handbag. Or I'll go back out into the world and keep putting money on myself and protect myself from the Zents. So why should I do it?
That's a very good question. And the fact is that this assignment does not come only from me. There is someone else who is looking for this page and in fact would like me to get it for them. And this person has someone that I think you know very well. Do you have a brother, Worthy?
The what?
How do you know that?
Unfortunately, the person who wants this page, or I should say the person who wants me to get the page for them, has your brother. And if you provide this item, they would be willing to let your brother go.
I'm supposed to just believe that.
Well,
Give me a sign. Give me some proof.
don't take my word for it. And he turns around and with his arm, he sort of makes a circle in the air and he casts Gate. You can hear him whispering something in a language that you don't know. And suddenly the air in the circle that he drew with his hand starts to shimmer. And then it sort of starts to undulate like heat does over the top of sort of a blacktop pavement. And then it turns sort of bright fluorescent blue. And you can see the air kind of opening up. And behind it is a sort of fiery blue tunnel that is filled with lightning.
And out of the lightning, you see a figure emerge. The figure is not walking, but with huge black wings, is flying toward you. And then as this figure approaches the edge of this gate, you see what looks to be a humanoid in full plate armor with these gargantuan black wings unfolded out behind them, flapping to keep them stationary. There are these two massive swords that instead of blades have streaks of flames. This being has a tail that whips out behind it, and hooves sticking out of these plated gauntlets. And this figure's head is underneath this massive war helmet with these horns that come out to points right in front. And this figure takes their helmet off, and you see what looks to be a female figure, jet black hair, tight into a ponytail behind. Their face and skin is a dusky, grayish, almost black, but like this death. Looks right at you, Worthy, and says, yes, finally. I am Zariel, leader of Avernus, the first level of the 9 hells. And I have waited a long time to lay eyes on you. Do you know who I am? Worthy.
I do. You were a celestial, and you fell. Why me?
We are growing. We are rising. And we must have all of our children. We have received one. Have you met your brother? Behold. And Zariel twists her hands in front of her and opens up a small space. And Worthy, it is as if you are sucked in. Everyone else, you see Worthy stock still in the room, but not moving. Breathing, but still present. Worthy, your experience is you have been sucked into this small space. And you are now standing on a vast red plain of dust. Almost like some kind of desert, but if the sand was a pale red. And you look up and you see that it is difficult to discern where the sky, if you can call it that, ends and the ground begins, because the sky shares this reddish glow. And the only reason that you feel that you're looking up is that there are these black clouds that are moving quite quickly above you. And you look below and you see this crevasse open below. And that is where you can see all of the bustling life just undulating underneath. It goes down, 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 but along each side of the cliff face there seems to just be floors and floors and floors of some kind of factory, some kind of huge, massive building space filled with tieflings, devils, just monsters beyond anything that you had read in your research in your books, crammed together, floor after floor after floor after floor. And in this vision, you are then sucked into this crevasse and thrown directly into the midst of it. And you're thrown in front of this forge. And there's one figure now that has this hammer that is just slamming it down in front of this forge. Slamming it down. Seeming to be just trying to just mold something in front of them into what could only be a weapon. And they take a moment, they drop it down. They wipe sweat from their brow, their back is towards you. You see that their skin is bright red. And this figure turns, and you see that they have a mustache and this goatee and this black hair that is matted now and filled with grime and sweat, but there's a charisma about this person still. And then a voice comes to you. And it's Zariel's voice. She says, "Behold, your brother. His name is Malethos. He wandered for many years until he found his way back home. We have him, and we will release him back to you once we have the page. You will always be welcome here, Worthy. You are one of us. You are one of the chosen. And you will continue to spread the word of us wherever you go, and no matter what you do. You're sucked back out of the vision, and you are now standing again in front of this portal, and you can see that Zariel has closed up her version. And says,
So, don't take my word for it.
Worthy's just very quiet and just sort of says, "Let's get the page."
I am so sorry, I have to interject, Worthy. And Rooster stands up and kind of puts their bulk between the snail and Worthy and sort of leans down and says, "I have known men that wanted power and thought they were the chosen ones. Now, I will support you in whatever you need, but are you sure that you want to give this hell person a black magic page for a brother that you didn't even know you had? Is it worth it? Worthy?"
Worthy is just like sizzling, blah, 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 with like a lot of energy, and just takes her talon claw in a fist and just punches Rooster in the chest as hard as she can. And just God.
Keep going.
It's like,
I can take it.
it's
I
just
know.
like punching
Let it
and
out,
punching.
buddy. Ouch. It's
Just like
strong.
punching and punching until she's just exhausted and is like collapsed on the floor and is just sort of and just whispers so just Brewster can hear. I have never had family my whole life. And if I have the chance to seek that family, it's worth anything.
Okay. We'll go get the page, Snail.
Yes. Yeah, port the way. I think we're overthinking it. There's a friend of Canaan here.
You
That's
are
right.
being so weird, man.
I don't think so. I don't know that I am.
You've
Your
got about
positivity
15
is
minutes left on your charm person, by the way.
Okay.
What about this one? The one with the hat and the mask? Well, are you in agreement with the rest of the party?
Well, Worthy, you mind if I tag along?
Suit yourself.
Good. Excellent. Very good choice. Now, my men will show you the way to the castle, but you've made a very wise decision. Waterdeep has become a den of vice and corruption. Nothing is getting done. We're in more danger than we've been in years. The giants are attacking, the nobles are getting killed. This page will help bring order and peace to this city. I promise you, you've made a very good decision. And he kind of pats you on the back, and then he goes to the door and knocks on it. And the door opens, and sort of his men are standing there.
Right. Well then, Cannan steps in. That was exciting. Shall we?
It was. Yes.
I am so worried about you. Is it the fumes of the poop in the plumbing here? You are being crazy, man.
I don't. What do you mean? What do you mean?
I know it's your positivity is getting toxic. I'm just saying, like, you need to like find more balance in your life. We'll talk about it later. We got something to do, but just like
It's Canaan. It's Canaan.
you don't know this guy. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm gonna walk ahead. It's a very emotional day. I need some
is?
Rooster time.
All right. All right.
And I want to step up to Canaan and say, all right, you got us. We're going to do this thing for you, but tell me something. And I say it just loud enough for him to hear. What's a cleric from the Church of Kelmvor doing running around with the Zents? And is my friend over here gonna be safe? Motioning to Worthy. There's been a lot of dead tieflings showing up. Clerics from Kelmvor. You don't have anything up your sleeve, do you?
Make a persuasion check. You asked what a cleric from the Church of Kelmvor is doing, working with the Zhentarim.
That's right.
I can tell you, mate. Picking the winning side. Let's go. And Cannan moves to the door. The folks, his three other henchmen are with him, lack of a better word. And as you look back, where the U-turn and the gate is closed. And now Manchun, as Manchun's watching you go, turns back to the fire and just puts a hand on one of the chairs and seems to be staring into the flame for reasons that are hard to discern. You are ushered out of the room. The door closes. And Cannan says, all right. I think everyone here has made a wise decision.
Yeah, you said decision.
I'm wasted. And
Rooster, don't be rude.
It's the plumbing. Don't that you're being so you would normally laugh at that. I don't know who this guy is. He said decision. That was stupid.
Yeah, he just misspoke. Canaan misspoke.
having this conversation as you are walking through Worthy.
My best pal Canaan.
You are doing your best to try to discern which way is up, and you immediately know that you're going a different way than you came. You continue walking through the sewers for.
I'm going to say that on the way out, I'm just jotting down turns.
Great. Okay. Make a
To
sleight
help
of
me
hand check.
remember.
Worthy, you can make a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay.
All this freaking combat ready. You guys just went left when I thought you were rolling right.
16 either way.
16 either way.
Oh.
Hey, double 16s.
Or do you mean 16? Stupid Canaan. I know you're the dungeon master right now, but I won't let you live it down ever.
Okay, let's see what he gets. Thibodeaux, you try to pull out your sheet of paper. Kenny says, Pee-wee. All right, come on then. Let's put that away now, shall we?
And I don't put it away.
Pee-wee, put the paper away.
No, I'm not
Come on.
doing it.
Cannon comes up to you and says, "You're trying to map the way out, yeah?"
Yeah, I am.
He takes the paper from you, or tries to. You gonna fight him?
Yeah.
Yay!
Thibodeaux,
Make a strength check.
Oh man. Oh god. Did that come through?
Did it come through?
yeah, 6.
6.
Oh man.
Oh,
He tries to just quickly grab it out, and you pull it back, and it's very awkward. Like you just sort of pull it back, and he's pulling it. It's, come on! He pulls it.
Can I go and grab it from him?
You can try.
Okay. I'm good. Strength check also?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you dum dum.
Strength check. You
It's so petty. You might want my paper.
pull it back.
Can I walk up to Rooster and pull it out of Rooster's hands?
Make a strength check.
This is the most combat we've had in a couple weeks. So
No.
You are now just in a tugging match with this small sheet of paper.
Why are you being so weird? Thibodeaux can get out if he wants to.
We have a little respect
I'm
for
gonna say
Canaan.
that the entire thing rips in half.
No.
Well, now it doesn't matter, does it? All right, everyone's happy. Team,
push
Canaan, I am
Captain
so
Chowder?
sorry. That's enough.
Why are
That's
you
Rooster,
apologizing to
Rooster,
Canaan?
That's enough. Rooster.
I punch him in the face.
Great. Roll attack.
I don't want to hit Rooster back though. Can I
That's
take
okay.
it? And
Where's attack? Where's attack?
Roll. So
unarmed
you're just
strike.
going to roll unarmed strike.
Great, thank you. Thanks, everybody. Oh God,
What's
it's
your-
been so long.
It's okay.
Combat.
What's your armor class, Captain Chowder?
12.
Oh God.
You just get decked in the face.
Rooster!
And your charm disappears.
Yes. Why are you being such a dickwad, man? You
And-
didn't want to go find your family. Now you're saying Canaan's your best friend when you know I'm your best friend.
Hey! I said what?
You said Canaan was a cool guy. And he said decision.
I look over at, he said what?
He said decision instead of decision because he can't talk right. You were like, cool.
Hey!
Oh! Decision!
It was so stupid. You're back, man. You.
I told you that I didn't like games. How many of these thugs are in the sewer with us?
4-on-4.
All right, I cast on Canaan and the closest cool guy. Boris. On Boris and Canaan, I'm gonna do a metamagic twinned mind sliver cantrip.
Yeah.
So it hits. It can hit both. It can affect both of them.
Okay, so you describe the spell.
I kind of get into like mean mugging mode, and I put one arm up, and then I kind of look over. The other arm comes up, and then this really quick, like quick sploosh of light goes and hits each of them in the forehead, and I expend one sorcery point to twin mind sliver. I drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature you can see within range. They must succeed an intelligence saving throw or take 1d6 psychic damage and subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn.
Fuck yeah. Or for the children, fudge yes.
Fudge yes.
There are no children watching.
Your
this.
spell save DC is 13, 14.
Yes, my spell save DC is 13.
They both fail. Right? These two invisible just spikes just go into their foreheads and roll damage.
Yes. So I guess they split this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 4.
And then what do they have to do?
They have to make an intelligence saving throw?
So that both failed. And then what do they have to do?
Then their next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn, you subtract 1d4 from their roll.
Great. Kenny says, "Oh, God, boy, all right. Do you know who you're fucking with?" And now we're in combat.
No, I say, all right, wait. Stop. Captain, look. Ken, look. You charmed him. What do you expect? He had no idea what was going on. Now you take that. Take it. Captain, look. We're on our way to do something here. It's not exactly what you had in mind, but these people, if anyone knows anything about your wife and child, I mean, these people know my fucking hat size. My God, they gotta know something about where they are. Let's just run with it.
I look over at Canaan. I have like a blaster like trained right on him. Do you know anything about Winnie and Lydia? Yes or no?
Make a persuasion, intimidation
Okay.
with advantage.
Okay.
We're intimidating.
13.
I'm gonna help. Can I assist him on that?
Already had advantage.
Oh.
But Thibodeaux, before, because we're gonna see if we're going to combat or not. you're going to make a persuasion check
Oh, okay.
with advantage. This is like a moment frozen in time, right?
Okay,
This
yeah.
just went in, right? Thibodeaux is saying like, hold on. And Chowder, you are, have both of your hands trained on two of these folks. The other two folks are at this moment reaching for their weapons, ready to jump.
Worthy cast the thaumaturgy cantrip, so her voice booms up to 3 times as loud as it normally is and just goes, "Stop!"
Reverberates through the sewers.
And Worthy turns to Captain Chowder and says, "Listen, I have been following you and Handbag and everyone else for all this time, and I have helped and I have saved, and now I have the chance to learn something about my family. So if you are a good man, you will stop this, and we will get that page."
Chowder, you looking from Worthy back to Canaan, your hand directly in front of his head. He looks at you and says, he shakes off, trying to think clearly, and then says, "You should listen to your friend. We can have this out here, and I'd be more than happy to have it out here. But you should know, and this will be the last time I'll tell you, you met your employer. And I would highly advise against taking out another debt from the Zhentarim. I don't know anything about your wife and child, but nothing is preventing you, after you do this job, from going to talk to someone who does. It's your decision."
He said this Vivian. Sorry. I want to fight people. Okay. Whatever you want to
Did I? Is the last hour like gone, or do I remember it?
Great question. I'm pretty sure you
think when you're-
remember it and just feel that it's weird and you know you were charmed. So you remember everything that took place.
Okay. Got it.
And you now know that you were charmed. And that's why you said the things you did and thought the things you did.
7.
All right. Well, you're lucky this time, Cannon. Let's see this through. But next time you try to play a game on me, you and your team, you're going in the ground. We're the familiars, and we can take care of ourselves.
Yeah, we make good decisions.
Yes, we do. Decisions.
That's how you say it. Decisions.
You can see that
Today, Canaan. Let's
is
go.
taken aback and hurt, but he's trying to cover it. And he looks at you, Captain, and says, "I'm going to remind you, Captain, I don't like games." And then he looks upward, and there's a manhole cover up there and a ladder next to him. And he walks up, climbs up the ladder, and just gently moves it. You can see him look around and then motion up. And you guys come up into Waterdeep. And we will pick up here next time on The Familiars. A fantastic episode. Once again, had the maps ready, had the tokens ready, and I love that we will truly never ever know what's going to happen here on The Familiars. We want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank Rooster, Thibodeaux, Worthy, Captain Chowder, John, Manchun, everybody that John plays for another exciting episode. Please tune in next week for another episode of The Familiars, 5 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Let me switch that around. Wait, flip it, reverse it.
8
5 p.m.
p.m.
Pacific,
Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern. Check the website. And as always, our intent is all for your delight. Have
You made a
night.
great decision
We
watching The Familiars.
Make the right decision. I can't.
Good night, everybody.